We now return to Let's Play Lethis, Path of Progress, the final mission, Elsing. After more than 100 years, the Industrial Revolution came to an end. All challenges our urbanists faced have had a successful end. Cities flourish, generation after generation. Every big city now has constructed at least one monument, sometimes even two. The goal is simply to construct 2 monuments. Simply. I believe I'll probably just build the first 2, seeing as how they require fewer materials. Okay. Well, here we are. I figured, seeing as how this is the final mission, I'll return to this layout for the city. Make it nice and pretty. We're going to need people real quick here, so move on in. Hopefully that housing block for the mansions is going to be enough to get both of the monuments that we need. I believe the first one was 2 and the second one was 4, so there are 16 houses here. I'm hoping that's going to provide enough of the patrons. As always, the first thing we need to do once this population is settled is get some food, and this mission provides us with everything. Everything is unlocked. Although I noticed, looking around, that there are no face sprites with which to make absinthe. Even though I have those buildings unlocked, they're not available anywhere. So, once again, the developers either left something in that shouldn't have been, or they forgot to put something in that they didn't. Well, whatever, right? Move on in, everybody. The problem with this layout, and the reason I stopped using it, was, of course, because it didn't provide nearly as many housing blocks as the rectangle, or the houses. Didn't provide as many people as the rectangular housing blocks did. So we might be short on people. On the other hand, I have access to primary foodstuffs, so pumpkins, fish, and potatoes, meaning that I don't have to have all that extra support industry underneath to provide myself with 3 types of food. If things go well, I can also just begin importing all my goods, and that'll limit what I actually need to produce. So that is a thing as well. Okay, looks like we got people. First thing we need to do is set up some farms. So let's go ahead and start that. We'll start with the pumpkins. I could start this right here. This might have a little bit of a negative impact in that area, putting them that close. Let's actually start them close to the back. We'll work our way out. So I do need to save myself some room for the sand, which I will eventually have to use, and I've got that here. And then fish I'm going to have in this second lake out here. And there is another lake down here, but I might not need that. Really what I could do if I wanted was just separate the different food groups as well, because we have 3 different farm plots. How many do I have there? 8. Let's go 9, 10. Call it good. Didn't want to put a road there, actually. So that's going to kind of limit things here as well, because I've got that road going right there. But we've got plenty of space and plenty of room for food, so I'm not concerned. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and just put in the second food source right now. And we'll just go ahead and... I don't really have to put these in individually. I can't drag it. That's too bad. Now would I fit one there? I would fit one there. Okay, let's get that one. That even fit that? Oh, come on, what? No. Switch the building on me. Potato. So this is actually... What I've got now is 10, so let's not do more than that. I think 10 of each ought to be enough to provide me with all of my food requirements. I don't really have anything to base that off of, because I haven't really been keeping track. But I know it takes more than 8. There we go. I was wondering when that was going to start. So this should look pretty good when it grows up. I did kind of like the design that I had. Originally, when I was experimenting with all of these designs, I had sort of a gigantic cross, and so I'd have this inner circle, and then I was thinking I could put like elite houses coming out of each corner, and then that would leave me another room for big L. But we never needed to get that big. I think maybe some of the sandbox maps are big enough that I could create something that looks like that. Okay, so I think up until a point anyway, I'm just going to build one housing block up. Start with the back, the north quadrant. And I guess I'll have them get access to all the types of food. So I'm just going to build up one at a time, at least up until we get to, alcohol and the next good. So let's go ahead and put in Le Wash House, and it's going to need an exorcist. I have not put down these either, so I want to do that. We'll just come around here and put them into places. Looks good. So we're at least collecting taxes now. Money. We have no access to trade partners this time. So it's all got to come down from taxes, which means I need to get my elite homes up and running as soon as possible. I guess that's the first thing then. Okay, well, let's go down here and start looking at industry. I've got 2 geysers there, and then I've got 2 geysers over here, and then I've got 2 more here. Okay. Well, I was thinking I could run my... They need to fix this too. The mini-map is not mapped properly, so when you click on it, it does not actually go to where you click. Drag this down here. I guess I can have this skim by here, because that's kind of where I was thinking I could put future fisheries if I so chose. And this is far enough away not to cause appeal problems. So we'll go like that. Okay. So steam. Now the 2 monuments I was going to do are the observatory, which will fit nicely over there, and then the botanic gardens, which kind of takes up a lot of room, actually. I'm not sure if I want to maybe pull that away, because if I put it here, it's going to block off any connection across this way with anything. I do have, of course, like the fair. Putting that there would save me a lot more room, but I'm doing this because the fair and the Zeppelin required 6 people, 6 patrons, and even though I did seem to get those in time, without having to go with the 2 housing blocks, I don't want to stretch it if I don't have to. Right, so, automatons. Looks like we've got a few right here, 4. There was no other place for this. This is a huge map. Oh, we got 2 steam geysers up there as well. Maybe I'll just put the steam geyser on the left side of the map then. And I could actually avoid using these 2 vents altogether if I did that. Let's extend the road then. I want it to come here though, so it passes by this shoreline. And then we'll have it skim around this way. I guess I can hook it up to this. I'm not really sure where I'm going to have the line for this go. It's not going to bend the way I want it to either. Fine, we'll just drag it through there, create a mess. Who cares? We're not going to need this much farmland, so I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so setting up the steam condenser. Probably want to put that one away so I can actually attach the pipes. Put an extractor here and here. And this will be my little industrial alley, I suppose. Does that go across that? It does. Make sure that connects there. Now hopefully this is just a pleasant little sandbox mission and we're not going to have to concern ourselves with earthquakes or sabotage or any nonsense that will make this more difficult than it already is. Although it's actually not going to be that difficult, it's just time consuming. I want to make sure you're going somewhat straight. It makes you easier to maneuver around if I have to. I'll pull a pipe around here, and we'll just come way out here. Connect that one up, and then I'm going to shuffle around over here, and grab these ones and send them along the edge of the map. Which will keep them out of the way for a while. Can I even go through here? That's the problem. It's the forest of indestructible trees. We're going to have to go up one. So there's a bit of a kink in the pipe. That's okay. There's an extra open pipe there too. I'm not going to go through those because that's going to cause problems. There. Alright. So now that's all hooked up. We can put an inspector over here because we'll need him. I should actually probably have the inspector like on this side. Maybe, I guess maybe there. Cap it off there, how about? And then that, I mean, that's not a lot of good space there, to be honest, but we'll at least have something there, and then if I want, I look like I've got a little bit of shoreline there. We're totally not going to need that much. I can definitely tell you right now we're not going to need that much. Although, what I've done over here now is kind of created a bit of a snafu. I'm going to have to put down a distributor right here. See, they're going to have to take that way up that way. We'll keep a separate one down here. And this will be for the various items that I require, such as steam at 2,000. And we're going to need jewelry, so that will require some gold. We'll do that at, I don't know, like 800. And then it also requires copper, right? So I'll take that at 800. And unfortunately, can't use... Let's see, we're going to need... Well, we'll need steel. I may as well grab it. I guess we'll take 1,200 steel, maybe. Alright, well this will be the little industrial corner then. Oh, I've actually got a few more steel than I thought. Well, first thing I wanted to do was actually just build up the mansions, so... That one and that one. However, we'll have to connect to these eventually, but let's see if I... No, that's too far away. This would probably get to here, and then this guy might be able to make it over to here. Of course, if I just had him go this way, he'd probably make it to that one at least, but not much further. I don't know. No, okay, fine. It's not quite how I'd envisioned this. I'm going to run a road back here, too, from that point. Well, yeah, he might actually make it all the way over there. I mean, if I had just kept this circle. He'd only make it to the one, though, probably. Well, we don't need more than 4 at the moment, so let's not bother with that. I do, however, need to hook this up. So, you guys are going to come across there. I guess if I bend it down this way, I can cross over this way, which keeps the flow of that road, which is nice. You wouldn't make it to this end. This guy might make it over there. But he's not going to make it all the way. Well, actually, yeah, it just barely looks like he'd come across to here if I put a roadblock there. He would, provided he skips out in the right area. If I put it here, actually, brought that road back one, cut it across the front. That's not touching it, though. That's not going to work. So we'll have to put him in front instead. One behind, like that. And then put that there. And kill that one. Okay, so... yeah, now he totally doesn't even make it all the way there. Ah, frick. I'd have to pull him forward one, and I'm going to have to bend the road just a little bit to make this not so weird. So I put the kink in the road a little bit further down. He will, in fact, make it, or he should. Okay, and then we can just put a roadblock there. And so now how far do you make it? Just barely touches it. Good. Okay, so in the future I can at least take these 2 iron mines as well. However, that has left this guy with a little bit of a problem, because he still needs someone there to look after him. This one would go across the front. If I wanted this to go all the way across the front, I'm going to have to block that road off. But that looks like it would do it. Alright. We'll block that road off there. And we'll begin. What are we even taking here? Just that stuff. I don't even have the iron, or the steel workers yet. And then I'd have to have automatons over there if I was going to do it that way. That might work. I just want something set up early on here. Let's find out how many workers I've got. 22 unemployed, so... well, really I only need 2 of these guys. No, I mean I'll need more because we're going to have some automatons for the monuments. So I will bring some pipe around. I'm hoping this actually functions. It does, good. So we should end up building our automatons here rather quickly. And then we can begin putting some of the buildings down. You know what? I may as well just put all the buildings down for these guys now, because they're going to need them, and they're only going to use the automatons they have available anyhow, so... build that spa. Alright. So you're all good to go for now. Probably need some more people at the moment, though, right? Nope, we got 44%. So we only have to build some monuments. Maybe I should just get to building on the monuments. That will, however, require some other objects, such as... well, I mean, first of all, we need to expand the automatons. Let's find out how many the observatory requires. Put that right out of the back here. So first thing we need is sand and steel, so I guess that is actually the first thing that I need to put down. I'm going to put the... yeah, right, we don't have a trade center. I'm going to put a... that won't fit there. It will if I bend the road, but let's put that a little bit further away. And then I'll put a roadblock here. And let's see how far this guy goes. He will, in fact, cover the whole place. If I pull him back even to here, he'll make it even to the monument. So that works for me. We'll close this down, and then we will have him accept the ornaments and the glass, and I guess sand eventually as well. So I'll put this at 1200 and this at 1200. I need to remember to save myself a little bit of space for a road up into the fertile land up there. Although I guess it's not entirely necessary because, I mean, what are you going to do, right? I've got so much land over here already taken up that I don't especially need it. That is not what I'm looking for. I need you. I said I need you. So let's do, I guess, 1, 2, 3, at least to begin with. We'll collect some sand. We'll get that over here. Probably should put this down, even though we don't have anybody who can utilize it just yet. And eventually, we'll want to put those down. This is going to require the 6. At least it gives me a chance to keep an eye on this. Now, they need garments next, and I have no capacity for importing that, so we are, in fact, producing potatoes there, and so that means I will need a number of barley farms so we can begin silk production. 1, 2, 3 ought to be enough, just for silk. I guess I can put that over here, because why not? That's not going to work. Actually, I can't put anything on that side of the road because I closed that off to myself. Okay. Wait a minute. Was it... One of those provides 2 of these. So let's try and get away with just 2. Because I think I can get away with doing 4 of these, and that'll be enough for everybody. That, of course, does not allow me any more room, really, for the automaton factories, but we won't put too much more industry on that side. I've got 3 different areas that I can utilize for industry, so I won't worry myself overly much about that. Steel, okay. I'm producing enough steel for just those, so we're going to have to produce more steel. Since we have the 4, I can take these. We've actually got steel here, so why it just hasn't been taken up there? Because we have no extra automatons, I guess, because they need it to work on, so... Alright, fine. We'll put this down then. Circle you around. I have to put in a pipe. Now, hopefully this doesn't count as just being taken directly from the extractor. Okay, we have some food in there. Are they gonna complain about needing different types of food? They might. They might. But what do we need next? 140 fucking workers. Well, we need more people. That's what we need. Okay. Grab you and shove you in there. We're getting more workers. Calm your tits. And that should provide me enough that I can begin a fish farm. I need to reset my worker priorities, though, to make sure I'm not screwing myself completely over by having it like this. I want to make sure that what's getting done first is getting done. We've got sand unnecessarily being pumped out. Yeah, we require automatons before we can even begin doing anything. How much does this require, automaton-wise? 30, so another 2 automaton factories, which I have, so I've definitely got enough. I've got extra steel. Excuse me. I've got extra steel, I've got extra everything that I actually require. I'm just going to pull a road down here, and they're going to have to go a little bit of a long way around to get to the back. Pretty inefficient. Where did I just see some hover? Oh yeah. So they must have been leaving and then it's like, oh wait, our houses are fine. What's going on with that? We do have some garments, but not a lot. I may need to produce some more. Doesn't look like we've got enough barley. Well, what the shit, guys? I mean, oh. Having some food distributed would be a good thing, I suppose. Getting angry at the game for not doing it right. There we go. So that should fill in, and then we will have no employment problems, correct? I'm hoping? Did they all just come in? Like, where are they? I don't even know where the entrance is on this map. Because it's on the bottom. I think I remember seeing them do that, yeah. So I built on the complete opposite end of the map, and that's really fun there, because that's not efficient at all. 12%, only 12%. Well, in that case, we're gonna build up another one. Because... well, maybe I should just build up both. Fine, we'll build up everybody. We'll get to that next tier. Because at the very least, we need to have something going on where we've got enough workers I don't have to worry about it. And then, of course, we need the marketplaces, or this is going nowhere fast. So we'll be out of food in a hurry here, but hopefully we'll get some of that. So, what's the silk like? We've only got 200. Really. Seem to have misjudged once again the various things we need. Okay, so we're now ready for that third type of food. And it kind of looks like we definitely are. People moving in would be nice. There we go. 44 more people working. Yeah, we're gonna have to contend with the farming thing, because that's what's eating all of my people. We only now have a little bit of unemployment. Okay, so it's time to pick some fish. Government building. Put you at the end. We'll put you at the end over here, because that's kind of where I'd initially had that. So 1. Since I'm leaving this pretty much open to everybody in the city to use, I suppose I'll want... that'll be enough. That'll consume a lot of people, I'm sure. More than I could really afford, because as soon as the next growing season comes around, we're going to be short on people once again. Still not filling in too much on the silk. That bothers me. We're only accepting 200. We must not be making much more beyond that. But then again, I can minimize this. You know, I don't have to keep running it. Glass next. Okay. Steel. Hasn't been getting any steel shipments either. Why not? We definitely have steel in here. Okay. Well, fine. But I will have a few glass. I mean, I can have 2, and then we'll have excess sand. How about that? So what's that doing for my people? Yep, now I need more workers. Only 20, though. The next step is alcohol, so that's going to be fun. But the elites are almost there, so we've almost got enough for this. We only need 2. It looks like we've got 6 employees. There, they can begin construction of that. We've already got 2 patrons. That's crazy. I want to look at this. Is it resources? Service? Politics? It's politics. I have 3 representatives, in fact. And those didn't look like the 2 that I just put into that workshop. But, oh well. Wait, who's my... It should say Simvinrid II? Yeah. Okay. Well, aside from the shortage of workers and the sudden need to have some alcohol ready, we're going to have to put in more barley farms for that to happen, which means, of course, more production of abbeys, and I didn't really leave myself any room for that, so that could be another little bit of a trial there as we try and find a place to put that. I suppose I can have it over here, though. I can just line these and have everyone pull double duty, because we really have to conserve our workforce this time around. I don't have enough with this city layout that I can actually stretch them as far as I would like. But anyway, I'm going to end this one here, and maybe we'll be close to, at least we'll be set up to possibly finish the monument, at least this one, next episode. And if it's really just going to be the same, then we can possibly squeeze in the second one as well. I don't know. I'll see you next time.